Hello guys, and today I'm going to be showing you how to 3D model a cup and make a glass material for it. Now, this is going to be part 1 of a series of basically 3D modeling simple objects and texturing them and then rendering. Now, if you don't know, rendering is basically taking what you have, and you see this camera right here. That camera, if you press 0, you'll see that it goes into that view. Basically, what rendering does is it takes that view and makes it into an image of what the camera can see. And yeah, that's basically what rendering is. So we're going to be doing that. This is going to be part 1 of that series. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, first thing, we can delete the cube. We don't need to delete the light and camera. I mean, you could, but don't really need to because later we will need it. Then Shift A, add a plane, and then scale it up so that there's at least just a floor, and then Shift A and add a cylinder. And then go to add cylinder thing and make the vertices 92 and yeah, and then we can just take that cylinder and grab it up on the z-axis by hitting GZ. Now we just need to hit SZ to scale it on the z-axis, and that actually might be a bit too tall. Alright, and then grab it to where it looks like it's sitting on the plane, and then what you want to do is scale it on the X and Y. So to do that, we basically can hit S and then Shift ZX. No, just hit and then hit Shift Z. That basically will scale it on every axis but the Z axis. So now that we have that, we need to make it look more like a cup because right now it just looks like a cylinder. So we can just hit Tab into edit mode, go to face select mode, and then scale it up. And yeah, then we want to actually stay in edit mode and inset the cup tiny bit, the top face a tiny bit, and then extrude it down on the Z. It'll by default do it by the Z. And then what we need to do is just scale it down until it's not clipping on the outside. And as you can see, we have a cup now, and that's pretty cool. Let's scale this cup down a bit so that it's not too big because it's a bit big right now. So let's just scale it down and then grab it on the z-axis and put it down on the plane. There we go. We have our cup. Now we want to make this a glass material, but before we do that, we basically just want to name the stuff in our outliner. So plane will be a floor, and then oops, oh jeez, and then rename this cylinder to cup. That is all caps by accident. Cup. And now we want to go to the materials tab with the cup selected and hit new. And then we're just going to call this glass. Then we're going to scroll down and then check screen space refraction. By the way, turn the transmission up to 1. Then go to render properties, enable screen space reflections, and then inside of that, enable refraction. And then if we go to material preview, see, it looks pretty cool. Not as cool because the plane's light, but if we go to rendered, it looks even better. And that looks kind of like glass, actually. I like glass. But now we just need to make the plane a material and make it a bit, let's say color. Let's make it brown-ish, or not brown, it's like a deep orange outline. Yeah, that looks good. We can just scale that. And as you can see, our glass, you can see through it, kind of. And we can just scroll down and then go in the IOR and hit 1.1 so that the glass looks basically see-through. And that actually looks very nice because the glass looks very see-through. The IOR you can play around with. If you make it 2, you make it that kind of reflective, or like also kind of more defined as a cup. And I like messing around with the IOR. I like 1.9 or 1.1. I'll go with 1.9. Then we hit 0 to go into our camera view and hit N. And then go to view and then lock camera to view. And then now we just need to basically zoom out a bit, and then pan this, and then also zoom out a bit more, because on the render it will be a bit zoomed in. And then with IOR, I'm just gonna mess around and see what looks good for me. I think 1.5, maybe 1.6. Yeah, 1.6 looks good. And then we can hit end and then view and disable lock camera to view. And now that actually looks pretty nice. We have our camera facing the cup, and then we have the cup looking very nice. However, it's not as see-through as I want it. So again, I'm also, to make it more see-through, we can take down the roughness and the specular, and that makes it look actually much better. And now we can just render this cup by hitting render and then render image near the file and edit buttons, and then wait a second, and there we have a rendered cup. That looks very nice actually, but it looks a bit zoomed in like I said, so we can hit 0 again and zoom out some more. Now again, we need to lock our camera to the view though, so that we can just zoom out without moving things. And then now that looks pretty zoomed out. That looks good. Hit N and then disable it. And the reason why we're doing lock camera to view is so that we can lock it to our view, so we can zoom out and the camera will zoom out. And now I'm just gonna check if I'm recording. Yes, I'm recording. And now we can hit render image again, except it's not responding because I think it's rendering it again. But yeah, and as you can see, it's more zoomed out. That looks pretty good. And yeah, it looks like glass. So yeah, only thing I'm a bit bothered by is the angle, so I'm gonna go lock the camera to the view again and then change the angle a bit, because the angle a bit different. Then I also want to pan it a bit, and there. Now if we hit render image again, this should look good. As you can see, that looks nice, but again, the glass looks a bit weird, so to make it look more see-through and a bit better, you can change the IOR, and I'm going to go for a 1.1 to make it look more see-through and less messy a bit, my opinion. Now we hit render one more time, and just wait a second, and there. Now this looks more like glass. So congratulations guys, you made your first render, and if this is your first one, and yeah, looks pretty nice. You made some glass. We can disable the camera lock to view, by the way, and yeah, looks very nice guys. So good job if you finished the tutorial and completed it. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time. And again, this is part 1 of the series. Then we just want to save our file with glass.blend, I guess, glass cup, and then I'm going to name it tut, and we can just make tut 2 because I already tried one. Yeah. Alright guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Okay.